Hello, everybody.
Hi.
I'm the Roo from the Ditwicks,
I'm the Raisin from the Ditwicks.
and today we are playing more Pokemon.
This game is gross.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet while playing our least favorite game from the entire franchise.
You know, like, look at it. Ew. Ew.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to my level 84 Cricketune.
Kaori.
Alright.
Yeah, so Raisin got a shiny in the last video, so go check that. Well, not the last video, but the last egg video. So check that out. But unfortunately, that means he has to go to Diamond and Pearl for the next Pokemon in his line.
Ooh.
And right now, because of the dex cuts,
Oh.
we can only do it in this game.
Oh, ew. I hate that I stopped to turn around. Ew. Like, ew.
Yeah, it sucks. It feels so bad compared to Sword and Shield.
I don't like it.
Yeah. And you got obstacles if you're not going exactly straight like I am.
I don't like it.
The circles are only octagons. Yeah.
It's just gross. Can we go back? I don't like it here.
Imagine if they did Diamond and Pearl remakes in like the new style instead of this.
That would be lovely. Ooh, my first egg.
Like we're already in dissing territory, but like
Screw this game.
This game is the reason I do not want remakes from Pokemon ever again. Because, like, this was such a disappointment, honestly. Which, I'm sorry if this is your favorite game. I mean, I love Diamond and Pearl. I love the original games. But this is just an HD remake of that. And it was so underwhelming when they came out and when they were announced.
We wanted Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire remakes.
When they announced these games originally, years ago, or at least it feels like years ago, people would have been extremely upset if Arceus wasn't announced directly after it.
Ooh.
Because so many people were like, oh, this sucks. And then, like, Arceus was announced, it was like, and then everybody was happy again. And then the internet was saved. Game Freak was saved. Pokemon itself was saved.
They have dodged a bullet.
They dodged a huge bullet. I think they knew this game was going to be very disappointing to fans. And that's why they announced Arceus directly after.
That's so dumb. They know it's going to be disappointed, but they still made it.
They have a habit of doing that. They don't really care if you don't care. If you like, if you get mad about something in Pokemon, Game Freak's like, what are you gonna do? We're the #1 franchise.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Game Freak kind of sucks. Even though I don't think this game was made by Game Freak, but like.
Yeah, I think there was like another separate company like working on it with them, but
they should have. I don't know. They should have gave it to someone who would treat it like an actual, game instead of just a HD print. Because I still go back and play the original Diamond and Pearl, like sometimes. So this game wasn't technically needed for me, at least. Maybe for the new kids coming today, but I don't know. But that's not what we're supposed to talk about. Sorry for the insanely long rant there at the beginning.
We did it. We dissed them. We're done.
But, Brazen has to play this game now, and it's a fair point to bring up. But today we're going to be talking about Scarlet and Violet.
Ooh.
And about a week ago we talked about, that was the last video that we made before our 3-month break. We did a full live stream playing the entire story.
Mm-hmm. Beat it.
I had a great time. Raisin was upset for half of it.
Yeah, because, my game kept crashing in pivotal moments. I lost a shiny.
So, he turned the auto-save off. Specifically, what were we trying to do? Shiny hunt? What was the reason we turned that off again? Because we both did it.
Why did we do it?
I don't know. If we were to go back and watch the live stream, we could probably find out.
That's an 11-hour stream. I'm not going to watch it.
Well, it's divided into sections.
True. Weedle!
It was so yellow, I thought you got it instantly, which would have been absolutely amazing.
Yay!
Make sure you like hatch 5 before your next 5, or you're gonna have a weird system like Caterpie, where it's like every batch is you're now on like 87, and the next batch you're on 92.
I have 5 in my party right now, and like these are like my first eggs, so like I'm letting these hatch.
Yeah.
And then also building these
There you
eggs.
go. That way, it's much nicer to watch it go 5, 5,
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Instead of 87, 92,
I'd get annoyed.
97.
But right now it's just sticking at 1. Oh, here's 2.
Ooh.
Could you believe it?
I can.
But yes, we are going to be talking about Scarlet and Violet. It is now middle of March at the time of
So the game's been out for about 5 months now. So we have a really well formulated opinion because we have put a lot of hours into Scarlet and Violet. We know the fans' opinions. We know the people who are upset over it and the reasons they give for that. And we know the reasons that people like the game. And for the most part, me and you had a very positive experience because it was an open world game. We were having fun. One of the biggest complaints is the lag. And this is like the first game to actually glitch so bad that, you can lose save data. Which happened to you twice. So the first time, we had our autosave off. And Raisin, do you remember how much stuff you lost in the first, half? Just the first time.
I think this was... It was before... I faced Larry, 3 times.
Yeah.
It was before I beat the ice gym, before I beat Larry. And then I went to go defeat the water gym, and then, it crashed.
It crashed right at the water gym, which a lot of people complained about that. As soon as they get to that part of the map.
When I was in the city, yeah. I was running through the city, and it crashed.
You lost a lot of Pokemon in the decks, because, some of the hours... we would not even focus on the story. We would just catch all the Pokemon in the area.
I think I lost 4 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
4 to 5 hours of gameplay.
So you had to go back and recapture all those Pokemon.
Yeah, I had to remember what I caught to go catch again. I lost a shiny Donphan.
Yeah. That was the first time. Yeah.
That sucked.
So he lost a full odds Donphan.
Mm-hmm. And then I think I turned the autosave back on. And then...
Well, we thought you turned the autosave back on. You switched it on, but you didn't, press save. You just backed out.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So we thought... We were playing the game. You were upset. You were very upset.
I was so
much of the stream, and I was just kind of quiet. I'm like, I don't blame you for being that upset. I would be really upset, too, if that happened to me.
And then it happened again.
So, yeah, the next day, Raisin's... his hope has regained. He's captured all the Pokemon that he needed to reobtain for the decks. He was moving on up in the world. And then it happened again.
And again, another 2.5 hours lost.
And he had to recapture more Pokemon that he's already seen.
I had to refight Larry.
You had to re-get a team member. You had to fight Larry again. You ended up so behind me. So when we were doing the end of the story, you had to do so much to catch up with me at the very end.
Yeah, because I didn't do any of the team stall crap.
Yeah.
Because I didn't care about it.
I was at least 6 story quests ahead of you.
Yeah, so I
across all categories.
Steamrolled through that.
You steamrolled the end of the game so you could be at the same point as me so we could do the Area 0, which was the coolest part of the game, so.
Yes.
Totally worth the steamroll. Sorry, I'm moving rat-a-tatties.
You are okay. You move those rats.
Yeah, I'm moving the rats. So, first impressions, based off that weekend only, how'd you like the game?
As a game, I enjoyed it. First open world Pokemon game. Truly open world.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fun. I think we are at that point now where probably all games past this point, besides remakes, are going to be open world. I think Gen 10 will be open world.
Yeah.
Jesus. Performance issues were there.
Yeah, like I said, most performance issues in any Pokemon game we have ever played. And that has been a lot of backlash. And, even if we were, trying to stay fully positive, we can't really deny what happened to you the very first weekend.
We can't.
We can't ignore that.
There was audio. There was proof. There was video proof.
It was very bad. We try to stay as optimistic as possible. there is a glaring problem right now, which they said they'll fix it, but they're so slow at fixing it. It's kind of ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
That the frame rates so bad.
Yep.
Especially when you get in the lakes.
Yeah, you get to that big old lake in the top left of the map.
It's so bad. It's like 2 frames per second sometimes.
It's horrible. Like shiny hunting Veluza and Dondozo there, it's rough.
Yeah, it's so bad.
It's so tough.
And like one of the solutions that they brought up for fixing it is decrease the spawns. I'm like, that's not the problem, because you look at the Breath of the Wild, you can have so many enemies doing so many stuff, and the game doesn't crash or lag even like 1 frame per second. It stays completely HD, no issues whatsoever. It's like the original system they made it on. Like, not the Switch, but like whatever program it's on is just not capable of handling a regular Switch title. Like, I don't know what they did wrong there, but the frame rate drops are definitely there. Me and Raisin are able to get past that and still shiny hunt and play the game. But
I'm gonna hate it, but I'll do it. I'll be going through that like
the thing is, I get used to it, so I kind of tune it out and just keep playing the game.
Yeah.
But after playing like a PS5 game and then going straight to Scarlet Violet,
it's so tough.
I'm like, oh,
it's so rough.
Oh God, it's like my eyes hurt just stopping every few seconds for a brief second. It's so bad.
So like, there's like some delays, like when you go into like the PC boxes. Like, it takes a second for all the Pokemon to load up. Yeah, I don't like that
either. It's like, that's the first time a PC box has ever had to load.
I mean, go and heal. Bam, there it is.
Yeah, there's your sprites. But in Scarlet and Violet, it's like...
Yeah.
Like, I don't have time for this.
Like, it does it row by row. I don't enjoy it.
Like, if you're trying to get to, like, box 5 and you're on box 1, it's like you have to keep watching it, like, load in as you're switching
boxes.
Well,
you can switch between boxes, like, instantly. It's just... the Pokemon loading in. So like, if you're looking for a specific Pokemon, you don't know what box it's in. Like box 1,
yeah.
Box 2, wait a second. It's just one of those like,
it takes too long and it's tedious, and it's the first Pokemon game that's ever had a problem with box loading, which doesn't make it doesn't make sense, because the sprites are like, they're just cartoons. They're not anything like crazy. It's not like they're fully rendering the 3D Pokemon sprites.
Like in Arceus, they did that. They kind of rendered in like a 3D sprite.
Like that would take if it's a storage problem, Arceus should have like had to take time to load in.
They even did shiny, like.
Yeah, they did shiny sprites for each of them.
Yeah.
Which that's another thing. I noticed that you pointed out a bunch of times that when you get a shiny and Scarlet and Violet, it doesn't show their shiny sprites. It's just a regular sprite.
I would have loved that, because I thought they did it in Arceus. Why wouldn't they do it in Scarlet and Violet?
It's so weird. It's like their standards change for each game.
I know.
It doesn't make sense.
It's strange. But,
And I'm sorry if we're, like, really dissing the game or talking too positively of it. We're just trying to give our straight opinions.
It's just performance issues. Like, that's my only problem with the game, really. Performance issues. And also another thing I want to mention is the raid systems.
They hit them really hard.
It's great that we can all, like, be attacking, like, all at once. It saves time. It's a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Than Sword and Shield.
It is a lot faster than the Dynamax raids. Like, I can do them way more often.
I'll give it that. It's way quicker than Dynamax and Sword and Shield. But there are times where, like, I know, like, when you and me were just farming for Herba Mysticas, you and I would just both raid together. And there were some times where I would just be sitting there, not having a menu for a while.
Yeah, the raids are very glitchy right now. They might fix it in the future, and this video might be irrelevant. But we are listing out a lot of problems that have yet to been fixed in the first 5 months of the game. And probably the next month after that, and the next month after that, it's probably going to be the same problem.
Yeah.
They keep stating they're going to fix it, but if it was any other game company, they would have fixed it the week after.
as big as Pokemon is, you'd think they like take it more seriously.
You would think that they would put like all their money like this is unacceptable. You need to fix this tomorrow.
Yeah.
I will hire 500 people to fix this tomorrow.
Yeah.
If it so kills me, no, we'll worry about it in 6 months. We're still getting paid from the game, so
yeah, no.
Who cares? That's how it feels sometimes.
But I don't really know what issues I have other than I guess like the main thing, like performance issues. I don't think I have any other problems with it.
What I really hate is because the performance issues are so bad, a lot of people are complaining about this game and saying it's the worst game that has ever been made in Pokemon, which I don't want that to be the case, because then it's, we probably shouldn't make free roam games anymore. People hate it. Because they're so bad at listening to actual criticism.
Yeah.
They'll just take it as, oh, you don't like that? Maybe we'll just go back to making Diamond and Pearl remakes.
Yeah. Like...
I'm like, no. Like, you did really... I really liked the free realm stuff. That was something I was very excited for, and I enjoyed it just like I thought I would when I finally got to experience it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Loved that. That was such a big thing that I've always wanted ever since I was like 8. I finally got it. It's just the performance issues, and I really don't want them to like go back to linear path games, because like that happened to the Sonic franchise for a little bit. People were like, all 3D Sonic games suck, which that's not true. And because of that, they're like, you know what? Let's just make Sonic 2D games, because that's what people want. And so they just started making 2D games again. It's like, I don't want that. I want a free roam. Like, it's like they don't know what people want half the time. It's just, so that's one of my concerns with people complaining about the game, is that Game Freak will just take away features that were actually really good just because their performance issues were bad.
Yeah. I
don't want them to misinterpret anything, which that is like Game Freak's number one thing that they like to do, is misinterpret everything. There's a big criticism when it comes to Pokemon games, and that is, like, when fans defend it, it's, they're taking a step in the right direction. And Scarlet and Violet's one of those games where it's a step in the right direction, but things need to be improved. But the problem is that excuse has been given to, like, the last 5 games. It's a step in the right direction. It's a step in the right direction. It's like they're so close every time to getting somewhat what we want. And it's always a step in the right direction, but it's never what it should be. And that was brought up by, I can't remember who it was. But when I heard that, I'm like, that is a very good point. Because, like, Sun and Moon, step in the right direction. Sword and Shield, step in the right direction. Scarlet and Violet, step in the right direction. It's like, they're so close to making a good game.
I wouldn't say Sun and Moon was a step in the right direction.
Well, they made the sprites like completely 3D, and it was almost free roam. Like it was like more. It was less linear than what was the game before?
X and Y.
X and Y. Like it graphics wise, it is an improvement from X and Y. Because X and Y, they have like more cartoony bone shapes, and Sun and Moon, like, you compare the character sprites, it's like, wow, Sun and Moon is a giant upgrade.
Yeah.
Step in the right direction. Not there yet.
Sure.
It was heavily downgraded because of all the cutscenes. And I know a lot of people, they say Sun and Moon is their, favorite games.
Grow up.
No, don't say that. It's just not me and Raisin's cup of tea. We grew up on games where we make it our own story. We go out, and they don't have to teach you how to use the bathroom. It's just, go out, do your thing.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I love you guys. But, I mean, I'd say, like, if they fix the performance issues of Scarlet and Violet, it could be my favorite game.
Yeah. I'm that exact same way, because I've always wanted a free realm. Just having it free realm puts it so high in my eyes.
Yeah.
It's really hard to mess it up. Because, like, I've already spent so many hours in that game shiny hunting. Shiny hunting's very fun in that game. It's addicting.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to get shinies now, which a lot of people can say that's a bad thing in itself. So that's another thing we can talk about. What's your opinion on finding shinies in that game?
I have more shinies in that game than I do Sword and Shield.
I have more shinies in that game compared to every other game combined.
Fair enough.
Like, a lot of people are saying it, like, devalues the shiny.
I get where they're coming from.
Because it is easy to find them now. I'll agree with that.
It is.
But it's weird because, like, the odds aren't anything more extreme than any other game. It's just like games like this. The odds are the same, but we're only seeing one Pokemon every few seconds.
Yeah.
And then we have to, like, hatch more. And
yeah, the odds haven't changed, just the amount of encounters we can get.
The encounter to second ratio has gone up, while the shiny odds has stayed the same.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, in these games, you can only see one Pokemon at a time, and there's, you know...
Yeah, you can only
You're
check...
getting into battle, you're
only
getting out of
shiny
battle.
check one Pokemon at a time.
And...
Scarlet and Violet,
Scarlet
you can
and
do,
Violet,
like, 5 in a second.
you can see, like, 20 in a second, technically. If you're playing by yourself. It's only 5 when it's me and you in the same world.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, when those, like, little packs of Pokemon spawn, there's, like, 5 of them in there. Like, bam, 5, 1 second. Next second, probably another 5.
Like, if you're doing, like, an outbreak, you can just look to your left and see, like... If they're all standing in the right position, you can see 20 at once. So, you've already seen 20 encounters.
Stand still.
And, like in this game, I haven't even hatched 20 eggs yet, I don't think. So, it's, like, 1 second compared to, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
It's a big difference. And that's why it's so much easier to get shinies in that game. Not because of the ratio, but the encounter to second ratio.
Yes, that is correct. But with that in mind, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, it's cool, like, to get shinies and everything. Like, I love shinies. That's why I hunt them. But I also will say, like, it is easier. Like, I'm not gonna, like,
Do you think it devalues
disregard that. I wouldn't think it, like, devalues them. I mean, it's all, like, in the eyes of the beholder, I guess. Like, if you think it devalues them, then fine.
I feel like it kind of does, whether you acknowledge it or not. Because it's like, if I told you, like, tomorrow, dude, I just found a shiny Frostlass in the wild. You'd be like, oh, cool. I have that one, too. I found it, after, like, 10 minutes of looking.
Yeah, and then you'd be like, I found a shiny Frostlass and Diamond and Pearl.
And then you'd be like, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Holy crap, dude. I didn't even know they were in the wild.
Actually, bad example because those odds are like, it's double harder to find shinies in that game. You found a shiny Frostlass in
a better example would be like finding a shiny in Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Full odds.
Yeah. All you have is a shiny charm.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So it'd be like, holy crap, dude. Nice. But if I were to tell you I found it in Scarlet and Violet, it's just, okay, cool. I have that one too. And on the list, already knocked out.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, we used to, like, send each other photos of, like, the shinies we got in Scarlet and Violet.
And now we don't.
We don't do that anymore?
There's too many. It's so easy to get them.
Because I'm on my 6th box, so I have 5 full boxes. I have 150 shinies in that game.
Uh-huh.
So that means I would have to send you 150 photos.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
So with that information in mind, I think it does devalue them a bit.
It seems like it's not as impressive anymore, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going at.
Not in Scarlet and Violet, anyway.
Because if you had a complete living dex before... Let's say before even X and Y, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It really is.
You put, like, weeks of work into each Pokemon, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, I spent 10 minutes and completed the whole line. I just got really lucky.
Yeah, I mean... So, yeah, I see where they're coming from. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I guess it does devalue them.
Yeah.
Just in that game.
Which, I mean, in a way, to be fair, I feel like shinies should have never been as rare as they were to start with. 1 in 8,000 is an absolutely ridiculous high number. And most Pokemon fans at that age and in that generation would never see a shiny ever.
Yeah, because...
And there's how many sprites in the game at that point? It's like there's no way you can get every shiny.
In Gen 4, 493. I mean...
Like, what we're doing now, I feel like it's still a good amount of, you know, competition where it's kind of hard to get every single shiny sprite there is.
Yeah.
But 1 in 8,000, that's ridiculous. Having it, that's good, but I still think 1 in 4,000 is pretty ridiculous. Which, I mean, you've gotten a few Pokemon with those odds.
I have.
And I've gotten... How much was it in Diamond and Pearl? Just regular?
Regular Diamond and Pearl?
Uh-huh.
That's 8,000.
Okay.
The odds didn't change till Gen 6, till X and Y.
I've only gotten one shiny with 1 in 8,000 odds. And that was a male Burmy. And I evolved into a Mothin and named it Mr. Sparkles. And that was on my original Pokemon Diamond save data.
Are you saying, like, we've only gotten shinies by the ones we've caught or encountered?
Well, I guess we could bring up the ones we encountered. My first ever shiny was in Pokemon Fire Red. It was a Venomoth, a blue Venomoth. And it was so beautiful. And I was so ecstatic because that was the first shiny I've ever seen. I knew what they were, but the thought of me getting one never crossed my mind. And then it happened, and then my heart sunk because I realized I was in the Safari Zone.
No.
This thing can flee.
Flee.
What do I do? Do I throw a rock? Do I feed it?
Bait mud.
I decided to play it safe and just go ball. Maybe I'll get lucky. And after the first ball, it fled. And I just looked at that fled screen for so long. I was so upset. I'm like, oh my god. 1 in 8,000 on a Game Boy game. That's the only shiny I've seen on a Game Boy game.
Yep.
You can list your shiny as well.
Let's see. I remember my first ever shiny was a shiny Electrode in Pokemon Emerald. And it blew up.
Do you remember throwing a ball at it first, or what? Do you remember what happened in the battle?
I don't. I probably did throw a ball at it because I'm like, oh, that's different. And then self-destruct. I'm like, oh.
Did you know what shinies were at that point?
I think so.
Because I was fully aware what shinies were on my game, but I never thought I would see one.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I can't remember back in that time. I don't even remember how old I was. But so yeah, that was my first ever shiny. It blew up.
What was the first one you caught? Do you remember that?
I vividly remember having like a shiny Staravia in like Platinum or something.
Really?
I think so.
How'd you get that?
I found it. I guess.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's like a vivid image that I see just a shiny Staravia in a box in a Gen 4 game.
That could be Arceus, though.
No. Like Gen 4, like Diamond and Pearl level Gen 4. Like on the DS. Like I have that vivid image in my head.
See, I would never forget my first shiny.
Oh, I didn't forget my first shiny. I forgot the first one I caught.
I would never forget the first one I caught either.
Yeah.
Because it was such an ecstatic moment.
So it wasn't much. Yeah, so not a lot of shinies. Really didn't really do a lot of shiny hunting until Sword and Shield.
Yeah. Which, I mean, so we both were going to start getting into shiny hunting in Gen 7. Pokemon Sun and Moon. And so we were completing the decks on there.
Oh, yeah.
And getting the shiny charm on there.
And then Sword and Shield came out.
And I remember you just hatching Pokemon so you can complete the decks and get that shiny charm.
Oh, the shiny Nincada!
You hatched a Nincada that was shiny, first egg. All you were doing was hatching it so you could get the shiny charm.
I needed it for home.
Yeah, so you got a full odds shiny Nincada. That's right, you were getting it for home.
I think we already had the shiny charm at that point.
No, you... Really? Because you were trying to complete the decks.
We were doing it for home.
I remember...
In Pokemon Home. To get, like, that Magiona.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think...
Because that was the only way to get, the Pokeball Magiona.
Yeah.
I think that's what we were doing.
I remember that same night I hatched a shiny Porygon on Sun and Moon. So I probably completed that whole line with the amount of times I've shiny hunted Porygon.
True. But, let's see, what else? I did a lot of legend hunting in Sun and Moon, Ultra Moon. Got a lot of legends in there.
Yeah.
And then that spawned me going back to Diamond and getting shiny Dialga.
You got a shiny Dialga full odds.
Which I did. Over double odds.
He went over double odds at a full odd hunt.
Yep.
Trying to get shiny Dialga. And he did it.
I got that sucker, though. I was committed.
And Mike was there. He saw it happen.
Yep. So now I can transfer that up to Ultra Moon and get Giratina in that game.
There you go.
What I wanted to do from the start.
And now you're doing black and white.
Yes, so now
and you've been doing a full shiny hunt team on there.
Yeah, so that kind of spawned me wanting to do what they call a Dream Team quest, which is just having a team of shinies to play through the game with. So I've been doing that through Pokemon White. And so I wanted shiny Tepig. I got shiny Tepig. And then I got to Pinwheel Forest after the second gym badge. And at first I wanted Cottony, and then I forgot that it was in the other game because it's a version exclusive. So I had Petalil in my game. So I'm like, might as well. So that was my initial target. I would have been fine with Sewaddle as well because I love Sewaddle.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been my grass type. So I hunted that. I went over 5,000 encounters for it. And then I kind of took a break because I think that's when like Scarlet and Violet came out.
Yeah.
I was getting back into Genshin Impact. So kind of just put that in the back burner. And then this week, I saw a video on YouTube about someone getting a shiny Maractus in Pokemon Black and White. And I'm like, oh shoot dang, like that's cool. Like I'm gonna just do like some encounters like in my Pokemon White, see if I can get that Petalil again. And that same night, I was thinking, I'm like, you know, with my love for Maractus, I'm surprised I'm not gonna go for it in this game. I'm like, and I was thinking like, do I want to stop this hunt for Petalil or Sewaddle and switch my grass type out for Maractus? I'm already 5,000 deep for this Petalil. So I was thinking about that, and as I was thinking about it, I got a shiny Venipede. I'm like, well, there's the answer.
That leaves your grass type open, though.
Yep.
So you can do Maractus now.
So now I'm hunting for a Yamask in the Relic Castle in the desert. I think I'm like 1,400 deep for that right now. And then I'll just walk outside, go for Maractus. That one's going to be tougher, because that's a 10% encounter.
Oh, jeez.
And there's Daryumaka, Sandile, Sigilifts out there as well.
I think I'd be happy with all those shinies except Sigilyph.
I'd be happy with the Sigilif.
I mean, a shiny Sigilyph is pretty cool.
I'll take it.
But in Sun and Moon, you can get it pretty easily.
Fair enough.
So it kind of like devalues it in a way.
But
another full art shiny that I've gotten was, I wasn't expecting it, but I got a shiny Oricorio, the yellow one, while just playing Sun and Moon through the game for the first time. It was just so random. It's like, okay. I wasn't like super excited, but it was kind of cool. It's just kind of like, whoa, wow.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that. It's always when you don't expect it.
Oh yeah.
Other
than that, those are like kind of like my full odds shinies.
Yeah.
That I've gotten, that I can remember. And then, like we said, we saw shiny hunting in Sword and Shield, doing Masuda methods, and had the shiny charm.
We got a lot of, shinies in Sword and Shield.
Yeah, got a good bit. And this game, you didn't do a whole lot of shiny hunting in this game, in BDSP.
No. The first shiny I got in this game was recorded for the eggs. I was shiny hunting Sunscreen.
It was Weedle.
I was going for Sunscreen for like I can't say it. Sunkern for 800 eggs, and then I gave up, and I'm like, it's not worth it. And yeah, every shiny I've ever got on this game was recorded, so you can watch that in previous egg videos.
I did get a few shinies in this game. When I beat the game,
before you beat the game.
I'll get to that. When you beat the game, when you get the Pokedex, when you complete the Pokedex, you get the Pokeway doll, which is great for shiny hunting in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I got a few shinies there, a few shiny Starlies, Shellos. I got a Snorunt that I evolved into a Frostlass. I got a Shanks and just some random ones here and there. But didn't really like it. I mean, it was fun for what it was, but I couldn't see myself doing that consistently.
Yeah.
But as Drew mentioned, before I beat the game, so we did the thing where we've mentioned it on this channel, how we made teams, and as we went through different generations of different games, we made teams ourselves and caught those Pokemon, and at the end we were going to fight. Barely did that. Oh well. But for BDSP, we kind of didn't really... There was not a lot of Pokemon to choose from. So we decided that we were going to make teams for each other, where I would pick Drew's team, he would pick mine. And we chose the trashiest Pokemon you could ever think to find in this game.
They made it more challenging, though. It makes it more fun.
He gave me a Kricketune. And I gave him a Pachirisu. He gave me a Cherim. I gave him a Carnivine. He gave me a Chatot. I gave him Lumineon. I also had a Mr. Mime. And we ever so graced each other with both of our favorite Pokemon. He gave me Porygon Z. I gave him Lucario.
But he couldn't get Porygon.
I couldn't get Porygon because it was only at the end of the game. Or after you beat the game, I should say, with the Pokeradar. So I'm like, well, crap. So I was at the Steel-type gym with a Bug and a Grass-type. And I'm like, I can't beat this gym. So he said, if you can find a shiny, then you can, use it on your team. I'm like, bet. So, actually, this is good. So I went right here. Right here at this little tower. Yep. Well, first, you
have to do all the Diglett quests to unlock the odd keystone to use it, but...
Yeah, that was fun.
But it's good for one spawn, so you have to reset in front of it.
We spent hours doing that.
Yeah. I gave up faster before... Oh, well...
I think you got it before I did.
Yeah, I did. I remember that. We stayed up late trying to get that.
Oh, yeah. But we got that crap, though. And then I started shiny hunting Spiritomb, and I got it within a little over 1,000 encounters.
Not bad.
Good odds for 1 in 4,000.
Not bad at all.
So I was able to get a full odds shiny Spiritomb and use it for my playthrough of this game.
Very nice.
And it let me beat the Steel-type gym. Hooray!
We got so off subject.
We did.
We got to go back to Scarlet and Violet. The new DLC.
Yes.
New DLC was announced, along with future possible bug fixes.
Actually, before we get to that, we did just have the Ion Leaves and Waking...
Yes, that just came out with the announcement of the DLC.
Waking Water? What is it called? Walking Wake?
Walking... It's walking something.
Walking Wake? I think it's Walking Wake.
Wake is such a weird word. Why would they do that?
I don't know. Why did they make Virizion? I don't know.
It's so random. It's weird because, you can, in Scarlet and Violet, you can read these books where it shows the 3 of the legendary dogs combined and 3 of the, let's just call them the swordsman horses, all combined, and apparently there's supposed to be an Area 0. And I got a dinosaur version of Suicune, and he got a metal version of Virizion. And it's weird because they didn't look like the pictures in the book, which they are imagined concepts, so I guess. But why make them so specifically look like they're mixed with Entei and Raikou, and then Terrakion and Cobalion?
Yeah.
That's very specific and on the nose. So I'm guessing...
They really had us in the first half.
I'm guessing I'm going to get Entei and Raikou.
And I'm going to get the horsies.
And you're going to get the other 2 horsies, yeah.
Hooray.
That's my guess. And I thought they were going to do something really cool for it. I thought it was going to be DLC story. But all they did was just put it in raids. These things exist now.
Not even in an Area 0.
Yeah, it was so weird. And they are shiny luck, so it's kind of just catch them once and, okay.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I didn't even catch them. I didn't even go for them.
Did you want my help? I could have helped you.
Nah, I didn't even go for them. Like when I see raids, I'd see people like sending out invitations for them. I'm like,
well,
screw it.
I really like Walking Wake's design. I think it looks
Walking Wake
cool.
looks dope.
Most of the Violet community agrees with you that you kind of got screwed over because Virizion. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad design, but it's so basic compared to what they could have done with it. It's metal now, has a few moving pink parts where its pink parts used to be. I don't know.
What can you do? Throw some metal on it.
And that's what made the fan art community draw a lot of cool concepts of what could have been.
What could have been.
And they made some really good designs. I'm like, I wish any one of you worked for Game Freak.
But you know that's how it's going to be for the other two.
Yeah.
If they do the other
They can't do one basic and then go, Coballion's freaking epic. It has like extra tentacles and floats in the air. It's like, no, it's good. It's just going to look like a metal Cobalion. That's it.
I mean, that's how it is for like all of the Violet ones, all the Scarlet ones. I mean,
some of them have like more unique designs.
Volcarona looks good. I kind of like Ion Bundle. It's kind of dope.
Hariyama, honestly, like that's such a unique design for Hariyama.
Yeah.
Like it's so far apart from the irregular one that it kind of makes it more unique. Because its hands float, its body is more triangular.
And it floats as well.
Yeah.
It kind of glides.
Hydreigon's pretty cool. It looks like something like made in a lab to defend a lab. And Iron Valiant, freaking amazing. That looks so cool. And that makes Gardevoir and Gallade.
That's probably my favorite one.
Like, that is so cool. And then Virizion is just metal.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I do think that Scarlet got the better designed ones. Just the worst pool of Pokemon.
Yeah. I think you're exactly right, because no one asked for a Magneton or a Mischievous. Like, those were such weird options to pick from. And then, your side, 3 Pseudos.
Yes.
And you got, like, a whole line of fan favorites, except for Delibird and Hariyama. Hariyama and Delibird were your only odd ones out.
Yeah.
And, like, they're super good and competitive. But, like, for mine, instead of Pseudos, I mean, Jigglypuffs is a popular Pokemon, but it's more underwhelming when it's Pokemon that you know are supposed to evolve.
Yeah.
Because, like, I got 2 first stage Pokemon and a middle stage Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then you got Pseudos.
I got Hariyama, Hydreigon, Gardevoir.
I only got... I only got 1 Pseudo?
One Moon, yeah.
That's it. I'm like, that's not fair. That's not cool. I was so disappointed at that, and I love the paradox concept.
Yeah.
Like past and future, that's so cool to me. And this is a theory, but I keep bringing it up because I think it's a really cool theory, and I think it might be possible. Whenever you go back in time, like the concept of going back in time and killing yourself as you're, a baby, you have created a time paradox because your future self killed your past self, and your past self can't live to become your future self to go back in time and kill your past self. So you created a time paradox. So one of the theories I heard is that these Pokemon are not from the past and present. They're from a separate time happening on. And it's created a time paradox. So the Pokemon can be more wonky. It's from a time paradox where the future is really bleak, very corrupt. And that's why all Pokemon are no longer organic. And it could also explain why some of the past Pokemon don't technically make sense. Because Suicune, he already has an origin. He's not really supposed to be a dinosaur. Which is... There's a lot of questions that are brought up. And maybe they can explain it in future lore. But as of right now, it's like... how could there be a past version of Suicune when Suicune was originally created by a legendary in, what, the 1800s? I may be wrong on that date, but it's definitely not, prehistoric.
Yeah, because Suicune's lore is the Pokemon that was there, whatever it was, the fire, electric, and water type Pokemon that were there, whether they were the evolutions or...
A lot of people think they were, and it would make sense.
Like, whenever they perished in the burn tower, Ho-Oh brought them back to life, and thus made them Raikou and Suicune.
Yeah.
So that was the start of Suicune that we know of.
And Pokemon, they're not very specific on their legendaries. For the longest time, everybody agreed that there's only one of each legendary, because that makes the most sense. You can only catch one in each game. It was something everybody just naturally accepted. And then they kind of started doing this thing where there's multiple of this legendary. In the anime, someone just caught like a team full of legendaries.
Yeah.
Without trying. And then in the next movie, those legendaries are in the wild, roaming around. It's like, I guess they either got rid of their trainer, or there's more of them.
Then the shiny versions of them.
Rayquaza has an egg in one of the movies. Does that mean there's two Rayquazas? And the answer is yes, because there's a black Rayquaza and a green Rayquaza in the anime. Mewtwo has a voice change, but I think it's the same Mewtwo. Legends are very weird, because like some of them have very specific concepts where there should only be one. There should only be one Arceus. There should only be one Giratina. There should only be one Dialga, one Palkia. And then it's kind of like, how many Reggies are there? Because I think multiple Reggies have shown up in the series. It's weird. So is there multiple Suicunes is what I'm getting at. Was there a Suicune in the past, a Suicune in the present? Was there another Suicune? Did he obtain the powers to become Suicune a different way?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many questions that never get answered, ever. And they probably never will, because Pokemon's been out for, 25 years now, and they still haven't answered these questions. So I don't think we'll see these answers in our lifetime.
Because I don't think they know.
They don't know what to say. I feel like they're just like, yeah, this Pokemon exists, put it in the anime, and they're like, okay, yeah, I can do that. Oh, it's a legendary? Okay. That just means it's really powerful, right? And they don't look any deeper than that.
Yeah. Like, I don't think they do a lot with lore or whatever. But yeah, going back to, like, the DLC, we got some shots of, like, new Pokemon coming, new legendaries, I guess. One's like a mask thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't really know much more about it, and the
like,
other one's a turtle.
The turtle looks cool, and the turtle has been talked about in a specific... Okay, make sure my eggs are still going. The turtle's been talked about a good bit, because everybody theorizes that there is a octagon-shaped Pokemon, that its special thing is crystallization, and it looks like it has all the types on its shell, and it looks like the embodiment of a crystallized Pokemon. Out of all the new Pokemon shown, that's probably my favorite of the new ones. A lot of people do not like the monkey, cat. I think it's a cat. Might be a dog. I think it's a dog. A lot of people don't like the monkey and dog. And the crane is kind of neutral.
Wait, what are you talking about?
There's 3 more Pokemon that were announced with those legends. I'll show you the design so you can give your opinion on them as well.
I don't think I saw those. I mean, I remember the thing with the mask, and I remember the turtle. I didn't really like the turtle. I like the turtle. I don't like the symbols on the back of its shell.
Yeah, I understand that.
I didn't really like that. Other than that, it's just a turtle, I guess.
Yeah.
Just a blue turtle.
Okay, so these are the new Pokemon, and you probably didn't see these, because I don't think they were, like, showcased very well. This is the cat-dog thing. Cat dog. Don't really like that. Then there's the monkey. A lot of people are saying it's just full-out ugly. Which, I kind of agree. And this is the crane. This is the neutral one, which I like it.
I mean, out of the 3...
Yeah, it definitely stands out as a better design. The other 2, they look like... They're from, like, an adult cartoon show.
Yeah,
They're based off myths though, so I don't know if those are going to be mythical Pokemon or legends or what they're going to be considered. Or if there's just many of them and they were from a different time period or something. But they'll grow on me because every Pokemon grows on me after a while. But yeah, what's your opinion on those? I know this is straight out immediately.
I mean, I haven't really looked too much into like the two legends I've already seen, the mask thing and the turtle.
Mm-hmm.
Like I haven't really read up a whole lot about them, just based off appearances.
I haven't either, so I can't give my full opinion. I'm more so waiting for the DLC to come out and just find out naturally.
Yeah.
Which we try to avoid much of Scarlet and Violet stuff before the game came out as well. To be more surprised, because we got to see the decks for the first time.
Yeah.
In the wild.
Listen, seeing Tinkaton for the first time was probably the best highlight of that game for me.
What was my favorite Pokemon finding in the wild?
What was it?
Most of the Pokemon in Gen 9 were mostly neutral to me. There was some I just did not like. The Tumbleweed. What's it called? Toadstool?
Toadstool?
Yeah, Toadstool. That one was very off-putting for me the first time I saw it. Because it's flesh-colored, and it's running around, and it's supposed to be a jellyfish, and it's like so weird.
It looks funny when it's running around, though.
Like, Tentacruel has grown on me. And now knowing that it's a mushroom on two legs, it's grown on me some. But the first time I saw it, I'm like, this thing is disgusting. This is ugly. It's like a giant fleshy nose just walking around. It's like, why show me this?
Oh, it's funny.
I feel like someone like just showed me like something on their phone that I didn't want to look at, and like that was the first thing that showed up. The worst disappointment of all of Scarlet and Violet.
Don't do it.
The Dunsparce.
Don't do it to him. No, don't do it to him.
We have been wanting a cool Dunsparce evolution for 20 years. And they thought it'd be funny just to turn his evolution into a meme. The Dunsparce. They did it for a joke instead of, giving people what they would actually want and actually want to use. So many cool dragon designs online. I bring it up every time. Just look up Dunsparce evolution fan made. Every single fan art that anyone has made was way better than what we got. Any one of them. There's not one the Dunsparce wannabe that doesn't beat regular Dunsparce.
Have you seen anyone like on Twitter that said they actually liked the Dunsparce?
Nope.
I
have not seen one.
No.
The only thing that it has going for it is it has a 3-segment form, which makes it look more snake-like, but also it's really rare to get.
Yeah.
It's 1 in 100, so if you're trying to get a shiny one, even rarer. And as a shiny hunter, love that. That's more fun.
Yeah.
But it feels like I'm hunting a meme the whole time. Maybe it'll grow on me that way. I can just say, that thing's stupid.
I love it.
I love it. It's disgusting to look at, and I hate that it exists. And that's why I like hunting for it.
But you're not there yet?
Not yet. Not there yet. I'm trying. I have to try so hard to love things.
I try so hard to love things.
It takes a lot of effort. And I think everybody feels that way when new Pokemon are released. It's always, these things are ugly. And after like 5 years, it's okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But like, there's so many fan-made Pokemon, it's like, I love that thing immediately.
I mean, that's
yes,
kinda
put
like,
it on my team.
That's kind of like
why can't it just be like that all the time?
That's kind of like how Dunsparce was in the first place. Like, when we were young, we're like...
Bro, I loved Dunsparce the first time I saw it. I'm like, I like that. That is so weird.
I did it. I didn't like Dunsparce. I didn't like Shuckle. Now I freaking love them.
I don't think there was one Pokemon I honestly, like, hated past 4th gen. Like, because as I was getting into Pokemon, I think Gen 1 through 3 was already out. And then Gen 4 was the first game I got to play at the release date. And I don't think I ever disliked any Pokemon first first time seeing them.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some Pokemon where it's like, it's basic, but I don't hate it. Like,
Yeah.
Grimer and Voltorb, it's like, they exist, but like, I'm not going to say I hate them, I'm just not interested in using them.
I wouldn't say Grimer's basic.
Well, it's just Sledge with a face.
I mean, I would say Voltorb's basic. I mean, it's a Pokemon. But I will say, like, just seeing Tinkaton for the first time, like you said, immediately fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Because
I had huge hammer.
I know! And I didn't know it had a baby form either. So, like, I found the middle stage first.
Yeah. I would not have thought that was a 3-stager. It looks so much like a 2-stager.
Yeah, like Tinkatuff. I'm like, oh, this is cute. And I just happened to have it on my team and it leveled up once. And it evolved into Tinkaton. I want to go back and, like, look at our reaction to when it evolves.
Yeah.
I like just seeing its big old hammer.
In one of the live stream videos.
Oh my gosh. That's just like a moment I'll never forget. And then learning about its move, Gigaton Hammer. Seeing that for the first time in battle. Oh my god. It was just a great memory to have. I love Tinkaton. So it's my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon, I'll be honest.
What's my favorite? I'm trying to remember my full team.
I don't even remember my full team. I had the Duck, I had Tinkaton, and that's all I needed. I had a Hydreigon too, actually.
I remember I had a Farafrig, but it really didn't help much in my team, honestly.
Trash.
What else did I have? I had my starter, and I had Paradox Donphan.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other 3? Oh, yeah, I think I used... I remember. God, I still haven't remembered their names, though, very well. I had the blue one with the nose. Glamora. And I think I used the Pseudo, the Ice Dragon.
What was my team? I had Quack Boy. Tinkaton, Hydreigon. What else did I have? Because I know I didn't use a lot of Gen 9 Pokemon, because...
You had a hard time, like, picking out.
It was like the early route crap.
Yeah.
Good lord, that was a long white screen. Like, just not a lot of them stuck with me. Like, not even a freaking, what did Paldean Wooper evolve into?
Clodsire.
Clodsire?
And I actually really liked that one, and I had it on my team for half of my playthrough, and then I switched it out.
I didn't really like it.
I liked Clodsire. Maybe that's my favorite, even though I didn't use it all the way through.
Oh, I had the Ceruledge on my team.
Oh, yeah.
Ceruledge.
That thing destroyed.
I love it. Let's see. I feel so bad that I can't remember.
Yeah, me too. Which, it was all in one weekend, and then we stopped, using those mods and focused on...
I didn't get to build relationships!
Yeah, because we were so fast. Kind of makes me want to go, but... When they fix the bugs, like, actually fix the bugs, me and you should go back and do a challenge on that game.
Do a challenge?
Yeah.
Oh, you like a Soul Link or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. This video will come out after a Wonderlock video, so they're already going to know what we're playing. But we've been doing Gen 8 Wonderlock. Once we get through that series, maybe we'll go do Gen 9 after.
Okay.
And by then, the bug should be fixed. Should be fixed.
Wow.
And then when the DLC comes out, we can film that as well. That'd be cool.
Ooh.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, I would love that. Which we have to wait almost a full year for that.
That's so funny because I've never caught like Regieleki and Regidrago in my life.
Yeah, me either. Because we were saving that to Shiny Hunt
Legends
because we would, in our minds, we would have gotten like Shiny 800 Pokemon before Regieleki and Regidrago would be available again.
Of course.
So might as well not hunt them until we can record
it. Yeah. Oh goodness, but
here we are on Rattata and Weedle. Almost halfway through the first gen.
Listen, final stretch, boys. We're here. We've made it. But yes, final thoughts on Scarlet and Violet.
I'm excited for the DLC. Not sure what to expect too much, honestly. Can go many different ways. I I do want more Paradox Pokemon. I hope to see more cooler Scarlet Pokemon. Specifically non-Legends, because I don't really like using Legends in the first place. Even though I like Walking Wake, I kind of want... like a past form of Dragapult would be pretty cool.
Oh,
Just a normal Pokemon in a Paradox form. Because I do like the Paradox concept. I know people are indifferent on it. Back and forth. But I think it's really cool. So I would love to see more Paradox mons. Just add as many as possible. I'd like to see new regular Pokemon as well. Like I said, I don't know if those 3 new Pokemon they introduced are myths. I'm going to assume they are. But, like, whenever something's a myth or a legend, I don't get as excited. Because I'm like, never going to use this, like, ever in my life. Mm-hmm. So.
Gotcha.
And there's 2 DLCs, and they both come out very close to each other. So I'm hoping I'm hoping we get 2 full new maps.
That makes me feel like the DLCs aren't going to be long.
That makes me feel like it too. Like it's just part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
Another thing I'm hoping.
Funny. Hannah got a
shiny Dunsparce just now on Pokemon Go. That's hilarious. Save it for the done.
That's funny. But I'm with you. Like, I do want like more Paradox Pokemon, because that's like the whole thing about the games, past and future.
It's weird because the whole story wasn't based on that. It was like the end game is completely based on that. You notice that?
Yeah, but that was dope.
I mean, it was cool, but it was like so left field. It's like you can't really call this a Paradox game. It was kind of like, here's a regular story, and then after you beat the story, boom, Paradox idea.
Yeah, like the whole like legends and stuff, like all about past and future. That was like kind of like what the whole what they were marketing the game for, like past and future. Yay.
Yeah,
it was in the last 30 minutes of the game.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. The last 30 minutes. It was like so many trailers showing off Paradox and time concepts and what's the new gimmick gonna be? Are we gonna catch Pokemon in time?
Yeah.
Nope, they get a giant crystal on their head that's unrelated. It's like, okay, interesting. Which I'm guessing one of the stories in the DLC is gonna explain that, because there's a crystal Pokemon now.
Yeah.
But other than that, I guess the other one's gonna be... That's my guess. One DLC is gonna be about Paradox, the other is gonna be about Crystal. And...
Interesting.
I hope they add more DLC in the future, because I would like them to just bring back the entire decks.
Yeah.
Which apparently that was too hard for Sword and Shield. They got really close. They're leaving out like 100 Pokemon. They were so close to finishing it. And they decided, no, too hard. Too hard. Don't want to do that. No. I know the sprites are already made, but you see, they don't all have walking animations.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make that.
It'd be too hard to make that.
I know I make $1 billion an hour. I know we're the #1 franchise in the world. But that's too hard. Too hard, no.
Oh, goodness. But yeah. My final thoughts. It's a good game. It's a great game. Despite the performance issues, that's really it for me. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of stuff I'm going to want in the DLC.
Some of the Gen 9 decisions, like, for the decks, don't really get. Like, some of the designs could have been better. Don't like the Dunsparce.
You love the
Annihilape. That was on my team. That thing was freaking cool. I loved Annihilape.
Yeah.
And King Gambit, that was also pretty cool. Could have been better named, but it's an English translation, I guess.
True.
And there were so many weird decisions that they made, because Tinkaton, that could have been a 2-stager.
No!
You didn't even know the baby existed until way later.
That's true!
But, like, they could have gotten away with that being a 2-stage, and the Electric Mouse, Pommy, that could have been a 2-stager. Ugh. There's no reason to make it slightly bigger.
That could have been designed
and then
better.
Make it way bigger, and then add nothing other than just size differences.
Yeah.
Like, that was very weird. It's like, why waste that dex number? It's almost like they needed an extra Pokemon slot, and they didn't want to make a new one, so they just gave it an extra evolution that just makes it taller.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. There was so many weird decisions like that. It was so cool to see a Grass Fire Pokemon for the first time.
Yeah, Scovillain.
But it feels like a middle evolution, and that's it.
It does, like...
It feels like it should have had a third evolution, and it doesn't even evolve at all. It's just that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, ooh, I almost really like you. Very close.
Step in the right direction.
Step in the right direction. That's that's basically the entire conversation. They a step in the right direction, just not there.
They're so close. They're gonna do it.
What sucks is like Gen 1 through 4 was so perfect. It's almost like a step in the wrong direction each time.
And like Gens 1 to 4, they were like all the same.
And I think that's why a lot of fans always complain and say Gen 1 through 4 were the only good Pokemon games. It's like, let's try to give some leeway, but like I kind of understand where you're coming from.
Like they're so memorable because we just had so many good memories of them as kids.
Yeah, nostalgia is a big factor. So it's like, okay, try to keep that in mind. Like, these games are heavily nostalgic.
Yeah.
And maybe some of these designs are kind of like the first time I experienced the designs for the first time where I didn't hate anything. So maybe kids today are like, I don't hate any of these Pokemon. They're all just Pokemon.
Yeah, they may be just like us.
Yeah.
Except for Rigorath. Screw that thing.
I like Rigorath.
I hate it. It's dumb.
Stat-wise, can't use it.
Trash.
But design-wise, I like it.
Trash.
I think it's cute.
Trash. I still can't remember what I had on my team.
You had a bunch of shiny Farafarigs that you just couldn't get rid of.
I have like 3.
That was your full team. You just don't remember because you don't want to.
I didn't want it.
Because Faragariff is the best
Duck, I had the Hammer, I had Saraledge, Hydreigon.
What's your final opinions? Do you have any final opinions?
Well, like I said, it's a good game despite the performance issues. Like I said, like if they fix the performance issues, it could be my favorite Pokemon game.
Yeah, I agree.
And like the free realm, I love the free realm. I think they did real good with that. How
they need to do level scaling.
Yes.
That's another big issue I meant to bring up earlier, but just never got to. Because we got changed the subject.
If they did level scaling, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
128. Yeah, if they just did level scaling, it makes me so confused why they didn't do it originally.
Yeah.
Because that's what everybody speculated. It's like, that's the only way this would work. And guess what? They didn't do it, and it kind of didn't work because of it. It's like, okay, we were right about it not working very well.
And I legit
Why did they just not level scale?
Did you know the Ice-type gym leader is supposed to be the final gym leader?
Yeah, and you did that one, what, second?
Yes! I did the last gym leader second. Twice.
It's like, at least you can do it in every order, but now every gym after that, it's just going to be weaker.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's kind of like beating the Elite Four and going back to beat the gym leaders that you should have beat first. It's like very underwhelming. That's the problem. It's
like I played it backwards, but
yeah.
So like there was no linear path, but there was.
Yeah, it's like if you want to stay with your current level, you go left, and then you go right, and then you go left, and you don't go all the way to the top of the map first. You start at the bottom.
But like
you just work your way up, going left and right.
But like that's like something like they said, like you can go anywhere you want, explore the way you want to.
It's like, yeah, if you wanted to start at the ice gym first, and that's the first place you went to, it's like your level 4 starter is going against a bunch of level 40s.
Yep.
It's like, this doesn't seem fair. I can't do this first. I have to do something else first.
Yep. And it was there was just an unspoken path set in place, and just a lot less. There was a lot less hand holding in the game.
I will admit that. Nope.
There was less
cutscenes.
There wasn't really hand holding in the game.
I mean, there was still a few cutscenes, especially with the legend at the beginning. And I know a lot of people are like, I don't like the thought of having a legendary at the beginning of the game.
Well, you did,
even though you can't use it. I think I'd still prefer like a regular bike instead of roaming on a legendary, just because I kind of like to act like a regular player and not a main character who can just get every legend in the span of a few minutes. I kind of like to imagine myself as a real Pokemon trainer.
Yeah.
But anyways.
But I think it was a good game overall. Like, every game has its issues. and I just wish that every game got fixed like it should.
Yeah, I can understand, like, the first week, you're going to have problems.
Yeah.
Well, why not fix it immediately? The problem I have is there was an exploit glitch where you can duplicate items because the game is so buggy.
Yep.
And instead of fixing any of the problems people were complaining about, the only thing they fixed was the duplicate
Nail
glitch.
in the coffin. Nail it down, boys.
It's like, no, you're going to have bugs, but you're not going to have the good ones. It's just bad bugs.
You're gonna have the good ones.
You're not going to have the good bugs, only bad bugs. And that was it. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here for today. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week. As always, I'm Drew.
I'm Raisin.
We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Peace.